Good evening and welcome to our first Goddess Conference live episode. I'm really pleased to introduce you tonight as our first guest, Marion Brigantia, co-organizer of the Goddess Conference. Welcome, Marion.
Yeah, hello, hi. Good to see
It's a
you.
it's good to see you as well. It's a great opportunity to be here tonight. We decided to create this space, this live space, where to share news about the Goddess Conference, but also to deepen our understanding of what is Goddess Conference going to propose us this year, and as well talk about some Goddess topics and, of course, Avalon topics. Thanks to everyone who's connected with us right now, and thanks for everyone who will watch this later on. You will find this live here on Facebook in the group Goddess Conference participants and also as well on our YouTube channel. So, Marion, again, welcome to our first episode, our first guest. So, how it is to be the first one?
I know, it's exciting, isn't it? It's very exciting.
I would love to start right away with a question about the Goddess Conference. So, every year the Goddess Conference brings on a theme, let's say a core, a nucleus of that actually helps all the people coming to connect to a different facet of the goddess. So each year a sacred temple is opened. What can you tell us about this year's theme, which is goddess, the sovereign goddess of Avalon?
Yes. So with this year's team, we actually are taking a break from a 5-year cycle, which is a beautiful cycle that goes through all the archetypes of goddess we work with. So maiden, lover, mother, queen, and crone. And we have kind of taken a little break to ground and center ourselves. So we come into our connection with goddess, our own sovereignty, sovereignty in connection with her, and of course the land of Avalon. So we really found this year important to really ground and center us. And then next year we're going back to the 5-year cycle. But it's also a beautiful celebration of what we are really about. So really about those the goddess, obviously, that's always in the center of the goddess conference. Avalon, the land, here, Glastonbury, where we have our goddess conference. And then our sovereignty, our own sovereignty.
Thank you, Mary. That is really beautiful. I will also love to take a minute to thank all the people who are following us tonight. So again, thank you, Dahlia, and thank you, Sandra. We see your comments. This is a bit of the live interaction part. So if you have questions, if you want to interact with Marion, please write your questions and we'll be answering them. And so back to us. I wanted to read a paragraph from the Goddess Conference website, which we remember to everyone is goddessconference.com. It's full of content and news. So let's look at that. When we get to the website of the Goddess Conference, there's of course a countdown which reminds us that the Goddess Conference is really near. But what really I wanted to share with the people connected tonight is this first paragraph. Through the mist of time and out of the mist of Avalon, the sovereign goddess is rising. This is such a powerful sentence to open, let's say, a website, Marion.
Mm.
When you think about the sovereign goddess, and in particular the connection to Avalon, how do you feel this relates to you personally? What is the sovereign goddess to you in this moment of your life as a priestess?
Well, I think it is. It's really part of the journey of self-discovery, of self-love. The sovereign goddess, the sovereignty of goddess, has really guided me in that place. And for me, the sovereignty of goddess is very linked also with the ancient times, especially the Celtic times, where sovereignty was part of one of the qualities of goddess, where it was a connection to the land, a kinship to the land. And so for me personally, this is also really important. I think my relationship, my connection with goddess here, especially in Avalon, comes through the land and the many teachings that I have received from the land as goddess, as the primordial energy of goddess, has really taught me a lot about my own sovereignty and how I walk my talk and talk my walk, and how to do that as a priestess in modern times.
That's really beautiful. And also, if I can take some of the words you shared now, I think it's interesting how the word sovereign can trigger so many reactions.
Mm.
And but the way you are explaining sovereignty and how it's weaved into the sovereign goddess of Avalon really, I think, takes us back to the moment where we all connected to Avalon. So the moment where we traveled to a land, we were pilgrims traveling to Avalon, and in that moment, we also kind of reclaim the sovereignty on our own lives. So, back to that moment in time, if you were to go back in time to the first moment you set foot on the land of Avalon, when was it? How did it happen for you? How did you hear the call of Avalon?
Yes, well, I heard the Call of Avalon. Actually, it was interesting. My first connection was through the Glastonbury Festival, which is actually starting this weekend. So it's
Yeah.
a beautiful in time for me to remember that. And I was in the healing fields of the Glastonbury Festival, and I picked up a leaflet of the Goddess Conference, and I knew immediately. I knew that this is something I needed to go to, not just wanted to go to, but really needed to go to. And I didn't know much at all. I mean, I knew of the pantheons, like the Greek pantheon, it's just from my schooling, but I never really knew about goddess as such. And this leaflet just really just called me to go. And then the next year in 2003, I went to the goddess conference, and the rest is her story, as we say.
Sorry, yes. That's really interesting. We say hi also to Stephanie, who's here with us. Stephanie is leading the Circle of the Dragon Directional Priestesses. She does a wonderful job at that. And we will be having Stephanie very soon also in this Goddess Conference Live.
Nice.
So she's going to tell us a bit of spoilers from behind the scenes. And Stephanie says, I love how the Goddess Conference is bringing so many traditions of Avalon together, weaving the threads. That is the future. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, I agree with that. And Marion, that what's really nice is that you mentioned the program. So I would love to share also in this moment the program that is available, not on paper, well, on paper as well. But if you're very far away from Avalon at the moment, from Glastonbury, you can see that on our website, which is goddessconference.com. And there's a full program. um what can you tell us about the program of this year, Marion? Um, is it something? Is there something you particularly dreamed of having? Are there presenters that you wanted to have for a long time, and then finally you were able to bring to the conference? What is this program to you this year?
Well, this year the program is actually 2 days shorter than normal because of this little bridge here that we are putting out. So it was very hard. There were so many people who wanted to be a presenter, and then it has to fit in the program, which is not always easy. Um, One person who sadly couldn't come, but we will still watch her presentation, was Jean Shinoda Bolen, and I have been a follower of her for a long, long time. And I'm really excited just to even have her there present, even if it's on the screen. Somebody else who I really look forward to hearing from is Mara Freeman, who is a great writer, and she has a lot of knowledge about the Celtic wisdom of the land, and she's been to lots of places that are very dear to me, and I've written about that. Very good. Yuri Leith is somebody I'm looking forward to listening to. He is an extraordinary artist, but his art comes from a very deep place of connection as well. Well, yeah, as you see, there's many people who are in the program. The presenters are both for the online and for the in-person program. So they in the website you can see which one is which and who is coming to what for in the program.
It is such a great program. We have so many good presenters who
Yeah.
share a very diverse background as well, connecting to Avalon. And going back to your personal experience, I would love to share. Let's jump into the future. So you connected to Avalon through your healing, and of course through the Goddess Conference first. And what it's interesting is how different people come to Avalon for very different reasons. And that's also the same thing with goddess, I feel. So for many people, let's say goddess has a broader meaning, like Mother Earth, nature, the universe. And for other person, goddess is more a representation of the feminine divine, let's say. But what brings it all together to me is also the Temple of Avalon, which you are co-founder of,
Yeah.
and I would love to share the experience as well. What can you tell us about the Temple of Avalon?
Oh, well, the Temple of Avalon is set up by 7 priestesses. It's just been out for real, like a real temple, for just over a year. Last year we opened at the solstice, at the summer solstice. And it is really linking the past with the future. I was actually talking to people I was on a tour with today about that, how I feel that we as priestesses, we have been here in Avalon for a long, long time. And so I link in with the ancient priestesses, with the priestesses who were in the time of the change, from the old religion to the new religion, and then the modern day priestesses, of which we are part of, the priestess of the Temple of Avalon are part of. And I'm working towards a future where we work towards harmony, integration, diversity, or bringing all these things together. And it's a beautiful space for, really, it's mainly, I mean, it's not just because we want diversity and inclusivity, but it's kind of pagan based. So it is for all streams of pagan people. And I, more than anybody, am probably aware that the pagan people will celebrate a lot outside, but we also want to offer a space inside, in the same way actually as the Goddess Conference, a place inside where people can meet and celebrate a specific at specific times. And so yeah, so it's a place bringing all of the elementals, all of the of nature inside, just for a place of meditation and silence.
I would like to go back to the comment of the Stephanie, because no, the Stephanie posted. We can see all your comments, so please do comment if you're following us live, so we can actually interact with you and with Marion while we are live. And the comment from Stephanie goes, I love how the Goddess Conference is bringing back so many traditions of Avalon together, weaving the threads that is the future. I really feel that's also the point of connection between the Goddess Conference and the Temple of Avalon. I would love to read 3 lines from this website of the Temple of Avalon that strongly connect to the theme of the Goddess Conference of this year. We welcome you to the Temple of Avalon. We'll call you into this place of the heart. We invite you to celebrate unity. We welcome you to be here with love. I
Mm.
feel those are really powerful words that you use to open the website of the temple. And that is a really beautiful sentiment. And connecting back, so taking that into the Goddess Conference, how much do you feel the conference has evolved in the last, let's say, 4 years, 5 years, in terms of unity, in terms of diversity, of celebration of everyone? So, when did the Goddess Conference and how is it going on that sense of unity of inclusion?
Yes, we actually really we welcome all people. Um, we say well, you know this. We have goddess loving and goddess curious people, and that
What is
can be,
curious is fun.
yeah, goddess curious. And I mean, I was like that. When I first came, I didn't know much about goddess, and I was very curious. And actually, we invite all people who have this who have this call for goddess in all traditions. So, and especially this year, we are reaching out to all traditions that work with goddess in their own way. And I think there is no one way. And as far as we are concerned, and I know I speak for Katinka as well, there is no one way in which the goddess is celebrated, is honored, is experienced. Everybody has their own unique way of experiencing and working with goddess. And
Yeah,
so this year especially, and we reach out to all other traditions. I mean, the goddess tradition or the goddess movement, sometimes it's called. It's maybe its own tradition. Stephanie has become like that. But we are reaching out to all people like Wicca, like hedge witches, like druids, shamanistic streams as well. People who, in their own way, work with the divine feminine, with the goddess, with Mother Earth. So it is
Yeah,
really a celebration of all those ways coming
yeah.
together. It's like pathways coming together to celebrate and to do ceremony together and to really, to lift up goddess in the world.
We have comments from Lynn that she's going to be in the priestessing role, or of course in the conference as well this
And a
year.
speaker and a presenter. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how including and embracing you are to different goddess lineages, traditions, and experiences. And another Facebook user says, "Can't wait to celebrate this year goddess conference with all of you. We can't really wait as well to have you all
I
here in
know.
person in Avalon in Glastonbury. It's going to be a great time." Marion, I wanted to go back a bit as well on that concept that you just shared. I think that thread that where the goddess conference has become a place of unity and inclusion really also resembles the way many people feel about Avalon. So that's why I brought up the Temple of Avalon, because maybe for a lot of people, when we say the goddess is the land,
Mhm.
uh, creating a temple that is of Avalon gives room to everyone to experience Avalon as goddess, as that sacredness that transcends form, sexuality, gender. In there, you can find a binary definition, you can find a non-binary definition. Let's say a human form for that, a non-human form for that. So
Yeah.
I feel that's really lovely. That you are allowing all this to happen, and it's amazing how the Goddess Conference is really evolving each year in this sense. I
Yeah, and
wanted to go
can I say something? Well, just this year, talking about different form and manifestation. This year, we also work with a dragon energy, and specifically, I mean, again, so many people work with dragon energy in a different way, but this year we have kind of chosen to work with the energy that of the dragon lines, the two great ley lines, the white and the red dragon, which run through Avalon, which run through Glastonbury, and they dance and they move. And for us, we really call in the dragons as this primordial energy of goddess, which is like so ancient, so before human form almost. So that's coming back to that place of empowerment through the dragons, through the land, through the elements. So we will be working with that as well. So there are so many forms. There is no one form, and we really embrace that.
it's great that you explain that, because I feel there are many people who come to I mean it's just great. Many people come to Avalon and have no idea about the dragon,
Mhm.
the ley lines. I had no idea the first time I came to Glastonbury. I remember hearing the call of Avalon, but not having an idea of this dragon energy. How would you describe a dragon energy? I mean, in your daily life as a priestess, um, how do you embody that? How do you feel it? How do you perceive it? So we can also, and also people following us can understand how they can, channel that and feel that energy.
Again, I mean, there's so many ways this has happened. I have, one of the things that I do offer as a priestess is walking the land, and I have walked with people who were far more experienced with working with the dragon energy than I am, and they have showed me ways to really feel their presence. Um, and I have myself have experience of them in the land, and especially in my connection with the goddess of Avalon here, that the dragon is lying in a land, Varial Hill. For me, there's also she is also curled up inside the Tor as an energy, and there is this very I don't know, almost like for me personally, it feels like a supportive, empowering energy that I can work with as a priestess. It's almost like it carries me and it lifts me in my self empowerment, and yeah, very inspiring energy to work with for me.
That is really beautiful. We were saying also your website that it's kind of an embodiment of this dragon energy. You're offering so much as a priestess, and
Busy.
yes, you how did you embody, let's say, this dragon energy? Because that's, I feel that also the people following, your Brigida teachings, your Brigantia teachings, and your Brigid teachings are feeling that, the fire, the sacred flame of Brigid. I feel that's how you actually embody that. So also there's a misconception about this dragon energy. It's not always fiery and raging and you know draconian, like I read on Facebook. It's nothing to do with that. It just strongly connected maybe with the personal sovereignty. And
Yeah.
when did you have this enlightenment and started to personally offer all of this as a priestess, and how does this change your life?
Well, the dragon energy especially came for me when I started to work with Brigantia as a manifestation of Bridget. So for me, that she has so many names and so many forms, and especially when I started working with Brigantia, I went through this really deep relationship with the land and the mysteries of the land and the strength of the elements. So for me, there are ice dragons, there are water dragons, there are air dragons. They are really in that elemental energy that is so part of her, and there is a there is a kind of a fierceness to it for me, especially related to sovereignty. Sovereignty is not for, almost like I would say, it's not for the weak-hearted. Dragons are not for the weak-hearted. It's really if you are ready to step into your sovereignty, into your integrity, your authenticity, and to for me that one of the reasons to really embrace your power. And for me, one of the ways that was very much supported was by we saw her just now, the luminary training of Lynn Sedmore, that really brought me in my relationship with power. And there was I don't know. There was like a kinship suddenly with the dragons in the land. There was like a like okay, we can ride together. I don't have to be rescued. I can be my own woman. I can be my own priestess. Um, yeah. So it's for me the dragon energy definitely has links with sovereignty.
You have a beautiful banner behind you. That that really speaks volumes about, Avalon as well. There's this island, very remote island far away. And I would love you if you can share that. When you think of Avalon, um, what do you think of? What's the first image that pops to your head?
For me, it's the swan. For me, the shape of the island has the shape of the swan, and I know there's been debate about Bridget being related to the swan, but for me, it is like a soul animal, not so much necessarily specifically linked with Bridget, but with the Celtic culture. And actually, the swan is also linked with sovereignty because it's one of the birds that is actually protected by the Queen of England. So there is a link there as well. But for me, it is a representation of the soul, which is the soul energy of Avalon is very very strong. Probably it's also called the Summerlands, which is the place where the soul returns after this lifetime, and the swan is that carrier of the soul. So for me, Avalon and the swan are very connected. So that's when you ask me what is the first thing. That's really the first
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
that's really interesting, because for many maybe it's the Tor, for maybe for someone else it's a barge, it's mist. So
Mm.
it's really interesting, a swan. And I would love also to take a moment for everyone who is connected right now. Thank you so much for being here. If you do have questions about the conference, about the event happening, or something you want to ask Marion, please do. It's the right moment. And I will also love to take a second to remember everyone that tickets for the Goddess Conference are available at our website, which is goddessconference.com. Can you please introduce us a bit, Marion, about also the availabilities of tickets and how people can actually participate to the conference, because this year there are many different ways people can connect to that.
Yes. Yeah, so the tickets that are available now are the full conference ticket, which is the Rhiannon ticket, which is for the full 4 days. But and then there's a full 4 days tickets. Other tickets are the Kuan Yin ticket, which is a concession ticket. For people, really look out what if you can get a concession ticket, because we really want to help people to come to the college conference and to participate, even if it's financially not so easy. Same
Can
thing with the children. The children have a reduction in the price for full conference tickets. And then the group tickets as well. They, if you are with a group, which is really lovely. It's really nice to come with a group of friends, of like-minded people, and there's also a possibility to get a free ticket there. Then we have the weekend tickets, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And even if that's too much, or you want to just dip your toe in for the first time, which is, a lot of people think, I don't know if I want to commit immediately 4 days. But then there's also day tickets, where you can pick and choose. Also, maybe if you want to go to a specific presenter. And then next to all that, we actually still have almost a week of conference, because we also have the Fringe tickets. And the Fringe tickets are separate from the conference, so you don't have to buy a conference ticket to go to the Fringe workshops, which are full day workshops. And so they are from 10 to 4. And this is kind of separate, but also kind of an intro into the conference. So there's loads of choice.
Yeah, there's loads. And also, can I suggest people who are actually not sure if they will be able to stay, for the whole conference, if they cannot, maybe they cannot travel for that much long days. Can I suggest the weekend ticket? Because the first time I went to the conference actually was for a couple of days, and it was really lovely. I mean, it's like a taster, so you can have it like for a couple of days and see how what it does to you, and it will do wonders anyway.
Yeah.
And because it really does, and the presenters are breathtaking. And I'm not we're not paid to say this, but it's the truth. I mean, I remember really having a fantastic time, and I also was with people who are not into goddess or spirituality, so it's really a celebration for everyone. It's celebration of life, which is a really beautiful commitment you and Katinka did with this goddess conference. Again, about the tickets, so there are also concessions available. That is really important for people who are following us at the moment and maybe are struggling after this couple of years. We just want you to be here with us, so please join us. Write to us if you're trying to come and you don't know how to do that. We can find a way together, and it's a community after all, so we like to look out for each other, and that's possible, and that's something that we should pursue. There are many ways you can join us. And also there are, as you said, the Fringe tickets. I will also remember there are many performers, amazing performers, that are going to be in the Goddess Conference roster. So please, also, if you're in Glastonbury and if you by any chance are seeing this video, please take a chance to be at one of our events. Can I ask you some spoilers? Can you spoil us a bit about the ceremonies that are going? Can you tell us something about?
Well, that was actually one of the things I wanted to say, is that yes, weekend tickets are great, but this year we only 4 days anyway. And the one thing I'm really looking forward to is having a night in the Chalice Well. It's been a few years since we actually been to the Chalice Well with the full conference. And this time we are a beautiful cooperation with the Chalice Well, and I really love that part of our reaching out, but also for their reaching out to us. Is that we have an elemental evening in the Chalice Well, which is going to be just absolutely mind-blowing. And to be there, it's such a beautiful place. And I sometimes say it's the heart chakra of the heart chakra. So it is wonderful to be there. But then, of course, we also have an embodiment evening, which is also going to be wonderful. And then the opening and the closing ceremony, like we always have. But there's beautiful ceremonies, and one special ceremony will take place on the Sunday morning, which is it's like a what we talked about before, like a unity, unity in community in for goddess ceremony, where we really honor, especially local, but it is really for everybody. People who work with goddess in their own way, and we welcome everybody who works with goddess or Mother Earth or whoever you, or however you want to name her, call her, um, to come and to really hold that place together, which is so important in the world.
I'm really, really happy about the spoilers we were able to give and the Chalice Swell thing. It's an amazing opportunity. I think any of us who's been in Avalon really want to go there at night, and we basically never can. And so that being part of Goddess Conference, a place of the heart for so many.
Mm,
So thank you for organizing that. That's going to be
yeah.
an amazing opportunity, a magical journey for us all. Before we say goodbye to the next live, I want to remember again that our tickets are available at goddessconference.com. There are, again, many tickets and different possibilities available for everyone, but we want you there for the full tickets because many beautiful things are going to happen.
Don't miss
And
it.
also, yes, they're not, the next live is going to be, oh, there was also Karen saying hi.
Ah, it's so nice to
There's
see all these people, and it's sometimes it feels like we're kind of a family, but it's also when I came there for the first time, I didn't know anybody, and like you, Andrea, is one of the directional priestesses and priest in your case, and it was just beautiful to be held like that. So even if you come for the first time, you don't know anybody. I came from the Netherlands at that point. I didn't know
yeah,
nobody. I don't know God is so much, and I just kind of got held by this beautiful circle of priestesses and priests who welcome you and who tell you the things that you think, what's this all about? And I don't know, and I'm confused. And it's just really beautiful to be part of that celebration of that community.
yeah. I share the same sentiment. I really didn't know anybody, and I was also a bit of an outsider from the community at large, really.
Yeah, me too.
And I was really welcomed. And can I say this? Not in a sticky way. The Goddess Conference community is not sticky. We just want the best time for everyone. So
Yeah,
that's the idea. You're welcome, and you can ask information to anyone. Stephanie says it's going to be amazing. Yeah, yes, it is going to
yeah.
be. Lewis shares a really, I tried to read that a couple of times. Many blessings from the Scottish borders. Hi to the Scottish borders. And we're so happy to reach you there. I think there's somebody also from Europe. We have people connected also from our YouTube channel. So you can visit that. Just look for the Goddess Conference on YouTube. You will find loads of videos also from the past years with a lot of beautiful content and much content featuring you, Marion. So there are
I just want
many.
to say one more thing, Andrea, because we're talking a lot about content and about talks and workshop, but there's also we have also art. I think that's very important to say. There is a beautiful artisan fair, which is a goddess art from the amazing artist. We have performances, dance, and music. So it's the whole spectrum of creativity in celebration of goddess. So we are really a broad spectrum of offerings, and not just the talks and the ceremonies. Ah,
Yes, and love that. Yeah, that's a very good point. And we also should have a section in this live where we do present some of the work of the artist, because that's really also that's a wonderful time to connect with them. Many times we buy things online, but the Goddess Conference is a great time to get in touch with the artists, and that's really that as well. It's an opportunity on its own, and it's really beautiful. Benjamin, I hope I'm reading this correctly. Davis says, blessing from the Isle of Wight, member of the Glastonbury Goddess Temple, and advocate of the divine feminine goddess in ascendancy. Blessed be, blessed be.
really.
And also Rachel says, hi, with lots of purple hearts. We love you as
Nice
well,
sunshine.
Rachel. Thank you so much for the comments we're receiving. Marion, I want to also to remember all the people here that all your services as a priestess are available at your website, marionbrigantia.com. And also, that's not scripted. Anything of what we did is scripted. But also, I would like to address people who love Avalon to your Instagram account, which is
Oh, I don't know. Priestess Marion Brigantia, I think.
yes. You see, it's unscripted. It's live. It's Priestess Marion Brigantia, because Marion is sharing everyday beautiful walks from the Avalon land, and also sharing deep thoughts and beautiful pictures from Avalon. It's so genuine that it's like makes us. I think people following you, I do, really do feel like they are there because it's real, it's honest, and it's really heartwarming. So thank you so much
Oh,
for that.
thank you.
And also, please follow us on Instagram at the Goddess Conference, which is simple because it's at Goddess Conference. And we say hi to Marika, that is leading up the social media, with lots of creativity and content. If we don't, I want to share with people following us now live that if you do have questions, that is the time. This is the time. Sorry. And I would love to share another bit of the website of the Goddess Conference before saying goodbye, which is this one. We're surfing it together. We will be journeying with different Celtic sovereign goddesses who were historically worshipped in and around Avalon and who show us healthy forms of inner sovereignty. She calls us, asking us to come together to explore and share the many different ways in which she has been loved, recognized, worshipped, and celebrated in this secret lands over many eons. This is so beautiful to read. How is this gonna work with all these different people together in the sacred temple of the sovereign goddess of Avalon? Are we really to bring our stories of Avalon, how we came to Avalon, and our, let's say, the mythologies that link us to Avalon?
Yes, I think this year, especially, we want to celebrate the diversity and the uniqueness of connection with Avalon, and with the who is your sovereign goddess of Avalon, because we will be working with 9 goddesses who have been historically linked, as we say, but also honoring your own journey with goddess and how that's linked with Avalon, because you might have a completely different goddess, which is not like to say, oh, these are the 9 that, this is not how it is. It's more like, okay, we had to make a choice. We are 9 priestesses. But it's really important to bring your own stories, to bring your own experiences of Avalon, of goddess, and of course of your own. Well, that is your own sovereignty, to feel that you are unique, and are worthy to be seen and to be heard and to be recognized in your own devotion or exploration of goddess.
I can also share that in this year's choice of the 9, let's say, 9 archetypes or mythologies or names of the goddess that has been chosen, it's been really wise, and it's so beautiful because those nine tribes, let's say, those 9 names of the goddess, usually we have names of the goddess that tend to overlap, but these 9 really have different aspects. And what I really like is that each one is not celebrated, maybe connected to one specific element or one specific thing, but they are celebrated as a whole. So it's like all tribes coming together. That is a beautiful opportunity, I feel, to experience and to remember those names of the goddess and those strong goddesses in a very complete and wholesome way.
Yes, beautiful. That's well
We
said.
have we have blessings from Holy Land from
Yeah,
Karen.
land, or the land of Nehelania, my fatherland.
Okay, so I think we have no questions at the moment from the people following us live at the Goddess Conference. For people who will be seeing this video later on, you can leave anyway a comment on YouTube where you're seeing this video right now, or on Facebook where you're also seeing this video. Just leave a comment down below in this video, and we will answer via text because we will not be live anymore. Again, our tickets are available at goddessconference.com. Please visit also as well our partner website and ventures, so templeofavalon.co.uk, which is a beautiful opportunity to connect to a very inclusive reality of priestesses sharing 1,000 names of goddess in Avalon, and how Avalon can be goddess in 1,000 different way, and gods and deities and spirits, and whatever Avalon is for you, we are there to celebrate that.
Yeah.
And of course, also marionbrigantia.com, and also her Instagram, which is Priestess Marion Brigantia. I can't thank you enough from the whole community of the Goddess Conference, Mary, from everything you did and you continue to do each day to create this fantastic opportunity for us all. Thank you very much, and thank you for
You're
being
very
with us.
welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you everyone for you stayed with us for more than half an hour. That's a long time. Thank you everyone. We'll be live next with, I'm gonna say that. No, I'm not gonna say that because I don't know yet. So we'll tell you when we have our schedule correct. We have very, very busy priestesses, and so we need to get them live as soon as possible. So stay connected to this page, and thank you everyone for being here tonight. Bye.
SB.